Welcome to Better System Trader, the podcast to help systematic traders of all levels improve their trading. We'll give you loads of expert tips and practical advice on system design and validation, money management, trading psychology, and many other topics. Whether you're just starting out or a savvy systematic trader, we're here to help you improve your trading and find more success. This is Better System Trader with your host, Andrew Swanscott.
Hello and welcome to Better System Trader. This is episode number 104. A few years back, I was in Hamilton Island for a wedding. Now, Hamilton Island is in northeastern Australia, up in the Whitsundays, which is a beautiful area, a warm tropical paradise. Anyway, I was there with a couple of friends for a mate's wedding, and we're cruising around the island in a golf buggy, and someone suggests that we go to the shooting range. Now, I've never even touched a gun before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go check it out. So we're at the shooting range, and they've got a selection of guns there, including a sniper rifle and a bunch of mixed handguns, and they also have a .44 Magnum. Now, for those that don't know much about guns, which I put myself in that category, a .44 Magnum is a pretty powerful handgun. It's that gun that Clint Eastwood used in the movie Dirty Harry, which I think he called the most powerful handgun in the world. Now, I'm not sure if that is actually true, perhaps it was at the time, but this gun is powerful and it has a lot of recoil, so if you're not used to it, it can make it difficult to shoot accurately. So anyway, I stood around for a while watching people shooting the guns, and there are a couple of other people there, but no one seemed to want to shoot this .44 Magnum. Now, my mate and I shot a few of the smaller guns first, and then we decided it was time to give the big one a go, and since my mate had previously shot guns a few times before, although he'd never shot a .44 Magnum, he offered to go first. So there I was standing off to the side watching him, and he was holding the gun in position ready to take a shot, but he hesitated for quite a while before he did finally take a shot, and boy was he surprised. He looked over at me, his eyes were wide open, looking half startled, and he muttered something to the effect of "holy crap." Anyway, he takes a second shot, and then it's my turn. So I'm standing there, gun in hand, aiming at the target, but I hesitate. And I think to myself, okay, I'm going to pull the trigger now, but I hesitate again. And so I stand there for probably about 30 to 40 seconds going through this cycle of deciding that I was going to pull the trigger and then delaying it. I keep telling myself to pull the trigger, but something is holding me back. Perhaps it's a mixture of the unknown, a lack of confidence, and some fear in there as well. Anyway, I do eventually fire the gun. I take 2 shots actually, but what's interesting was the hesitation there to pull the trigger, and the same thing can happen to traders too. In fact, I received an email last week from a guy called Andre who is having issues with pulling the trigger on trades, and he asked me what to do. So I went back through the archives and dug up this bit of audio from Larry Williams, who answers this exact question and does a good job of addressing the root causes. So let's take a quick listen to what Larry says about pulling the trigger. Nick would like to know if you have any advice to traders starting out on psychology around pulling the trigger and staying longer in winners.
Nick, the reason you're afraid to pull the trigger is you're lacking confidence. We talked about that earlier. Confidence comes from repetition. Mastering any subject is a function of repetition. So you need to repeat this pulling of the trigger, whether it's paper trading or you're getting emotional as you pull the trigger. And you're getting emotional for really 3 reasons. 1, you're going to lose money. You may lose money. 2, you're going to lose a sense of self-worth. And that may be bigger than losing money because, if you got to tell your wife you lost money today, and she's going to ask, and you're going to look like an idiot, or your brother-in-law made money and you didn't. So there's a huge emotional thing about our egos when we lose money. So that's a big part of it. And your bet size controls your emotions. If I'm betting 100 contracts, buying 100 contracts, the S&Ps, my emotions are higher than if I'm doing a 1 lot. A 1 lot to me is like, OP, no big deal. But 100 lot, a 200 lot, that focuses my attention. It increases my emotions. So your emotional bet is too large. So your bet size controls your emotions. So maybe that will help you understand it's easier to pull the trigger when your emotional response is not as high. So it may be your bet size that's overriding your emotions, or you haven't done this often enough to systematically desensitize yourself from the emotions of putting on a trade.
So let me just repeat those first few words from Larry. He said, the reason you're afraid to pull the trigger is you're lacking confidence. Now, I can definitely say that confidence was a big issue for me in my earlier days trading when I had a lack of confidence in my strategies. It was typically during drawdowns after suffering some heavy losses. And I guess I was unsure if my strategies were still working or if they were broken. So I think having confidence in your strategies and the process that you've used to create those strategies is really key. Anyway, if you're lacking confidence in your trading strategies or the process that you've used to create those, there are a lot of things you can do to fix that. And Bob Pardo has put together a few videos explaining his strategy creation process, which you may find helpful. So if you'd like to know more about that, head on over to bettersystemtrader.com/confidence and sign up to get access to Bob's free videos explaining how to build trading strategies you can have confidence in. And you may also want to check out his podcast episode at bettersystemtrader.com/60. So go check those out, and thanks for listening. Okay, well that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come on over to bettersystemtrader.com. That's where you'll find all the previous episodes, all the transcribes, all the show notes, and all the free weekly trading tips. bettersystemtrader.com.